All right, Stephanie, you want me to get going? All
Yes, please.
right. Thank you, everybody. Good to see you tonight. Grateful for your willingness to be a host family for some of our newest members of the church. Want to start off by telling you an adage that people have about big churches. And even if you're someone who feels like DCPC is a smaller church or you remember it being smaller, we are among the top 10% communities of faith by membership. When it comes to American communities of faith, churches our size are in the top 10%. So we're not a small church. We haven't been one for a long time. Among the Presbyterian Church USA, we're probably in its 50 largest churches. And the adage they have about big churches is that big churches have big back doors. New members come in, we're all really excited, and then they head out the back door and nobody notices they're gone. You're our backstop. I'm not going to say you're locking the door on new members, but you're going to be the one who helps folks feel like are known and they know Davidson College Presbyterian Church. It's really important because for those of us who've been here for any length of time, it all seems transparent to us. Everybody knows what a PW circle is. Everybody knows what we mean when we say Bible study. When people talk about an informal service, surely everybody knows what the 9:45 service is. Here's the truth. New members don't know any of that. Organizations of any size speak their own language and they make a whole host of assumptions and they trade on insider knowledge, none of which is readily transparent to the newest members of an organization. So you all, when you think about the role of a host, I euphemistically say your job is to welcome people and to help keep track of them without stalking them. Or I also say to folks, your job is really to be an interpreter and a guide. We want to make sure that as folks come into the life of the church, they feel like they're known by the organization and they know who to go to better understand the life of the church. And so really that's your role. You can see from the document that Stephanie provided, she's got this very flexible 6-month outline of what it might look like if you were to come alongside a family, an individual, and bring them up to speed with the life of Davidson College Presbyterian Church. So you'll see, and Stephanie, you can scroll down a little bit. I always forget when you share the screen, I can't scroll. I was just working my mouse a moment ago. We're obviously hoping that you'll come and at least meet your folks face to face this Sunday. You'll see that and 2 weeks after that, there's another gathering for host families and for the new member families in the afternoon in the congregation house. And then you'll see in Stephanie's guidelines for weeks 3 or 4 and then months 2 to 6, kind of a rough sense of what it might look to contact folks, what it might be like to help them find their way into the life of the church. Most of what she has there is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, the one thing I would say to you, really, I guess there are 2 things I would say about how to walk into the weeks that go beyond the formal opportunities that Stephanie and Motria and the membership committee have. I guess maybe there are 3 things I would share with you. Number 1, if there's something that you feel particularly invested in, excited by, nurtured by in the life of DCPC, invite your new member family or your new member partner to that. Number 2, there's a little bit of an art to it. Some folks who are joining the life of the church aren't looking for a lot of help. They're in already. I've encountered new members of churches that have been hanging around for a couple of years. They're in part of circles and Bible studies. And the truth is they didn't want to become a member because they didn't want to join a committee, but someone finally encouraged them to become a member of the church. Those people probably don't need the same help that someone who literally just moved to the area might need. So you're going to kind of play it by ear. Some folks that you work with might not need a lot from you, and that's okay. And the last thing I would leave you with is this. When you joined DCPC, what went well? When you think of someone or something that helped you feel like, this is my church, what was that? Who was that? And what did they do? Emulate that. Or the negative, the inverse is, when you join the church, what do you wish had happened? What do you wish someone had said or done? And be that. Be what you wished you had received when you joined the church. So there's both a positive and a negative way to think through what might it look like to help someone, and it's what was good for you or what do you wish that you yourself had received when you came into the life of DCPC? I'm going to leave it at that and let really Stephanie and Motria and Wynn annotate comment beyond those initial remarks. But I just want to say again, is it all up to you whether or not someone feels like this is their church and maintains a sense of connection? It's not all up to you. I don't mean to heap any sort of pressure on you, but you have a role to play. You have an opportunity to be part of what helps people to feel like this is my church. I'm so glad I'm here. This is my spiritual home. So Holy Spirit does the primary work, and we partner with that Spirit. And I'm just really excited that you're willing to do it, because over and over, studies of new members in churches reveal the sooner people feel like people know their name, they're connected outside of worship, and they have relationships that go beyond just sitting in the pew, the more likely they are to stay a member of the church. And so and the pressure's not all on you, but you have a role to play, and I'm really grateful that you're willing to do that. So Stephanie and Motria, Wynn, I'm going to let you all annotate, add to that, delete from that, correct me, do whatever you all need to do as we continue to help our host families feel more comfortable about their role. And I'm just going to close the doors of my study. Hold on.
Thank you, Peter. Motria, I'll let you go first if you have some thoughts.
Okay. One of the things that I encourage all of you to do is to get to know the new member in ways that we might not yet know them. What are their interests? What have been their experiences with previous church families that have been rewarding for them? What might be a particular passion or interest that they're eager to develop now? And if you yourself may not know how to connect them to that particular interest, let us know, and we can help kind of connect them, or let other people that you know already maybe are on a particular committee or on a particular mission or project, but help us kind of connect them in ways that we at this point don't know enough, and you'll have an opportunity to get to know them better. Wynn, perhaps, would you like to share something?
Thank you. I couldn't get unmuted. And welcome to Chrissy Abel.
Okay, thanks, Motria. I was just thinking one of the maybe the important things as we get to know our new members is figure out which church service they're preferring and where they're going, because it could be right at the beginning, it would be nice for the host to be able to meet them at the church service to introduce them. I think that's another way for them to kind of become more recognized in the service that they're attending, and the people that are there. Might take a little extra effort. I usually go to the 11, and I usually see some of the new members that in the past have shown an interest in 11 o'clock, and I try to introduce them to other people to kind of broaden their circle of experience in that particular worship service. And of course, the other thing is find out if they're enjoying some of the adult education opportunities, and that's a great way to expand their social circle too, well beyond just the host kind of pointing the way and looking out for them. So those are two thoughts I have.
Hey, Wynn, one of the things I want to say, and let me just embarrass you for a moment. I don't know if they're in this new member class, but there are some folks who are joining the church. And when the husband and the family asked to grab coffee with me, we sat down. He said, I want to tell you about Wynn Mabry and this other woman. I'm like, okay, what are you going to tell me? He said, first of all, Wynn, we came back week number 2, and Wynn was on greeter duty again, and he remembered our names. And that really meant a lot to be greeted by name. And he said, and then after we'd gotten to know Wynn for a couple of weeks, I can't remember when, if he said you called or if you said something in the narthex, he said, but a few weeks later, Wynn said, I pick up that you are a sports fan. I have an extra ticket to a Davidson basketball game. You want to go with me? And so he went with Wynn. He went to a dinner beforehand, and he said, and I met a couple other church members. I said, I'm pretty sure you met Cecil Clifton and Tom Clayton. He's like, yeah, they were great too. And he said, and then there's that woman with the black hair. She sits you know, on the lectern side over by the windows, I said, that's Beth Christenberry. And he said, she knew our name after 2 weeks as well. The power of a name, the power of someone saying, I know you, I see you. So when not trying to embarrass you, but every church says they're friendly, but ask the visitors if the church is friendly. And I can tell you at least that couple, you know, that was important for them. So that's awesome.
Peter,
love those
speaking
stories.
of names, speaking of names, I realized we didn't all introduce ourselves,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure if everyone knows the others who are present here today. I'm Motria Prosick. I'm chair of the membership committee, and I'm so glad you're here.
Let's just, Motria, why don't you just call people as you see them on the screen?
All right. Carolyn, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Carolyn Ortmeyer.
And you've been with DCPC for quite a while, haven't you?
Yeah, over 40 years.
Wonderful. And then when did you join? Oh, you're muted.
I'm muted. Hey, everybody, I'm Win Mabry, and I've been with the church about 15 years now. Former elder. I'm a member of the membership committee, working with Motria and Stephanie. And it's going to be a good time, I think, to be greeting our new members, because we're getting away from the Zoom only relationships. So I hope we all take advantage of the fact we can really interface with people in person. And I think we're going to be getting a lot more activities with the new members. We have this new idea of a reunion, so that even several months later, after we've kind of gotten everybody into the church family, we'll have a reunion with the host family and the new member for just kind of a little relaxed, fun, kind of social time. So that's something we started because of the COVID isolation, but something we're probably going to carry through. But we're also going to have our luncheons come back, aren't we, Stephanie? The luncheons are right after the new members have been introduced to the congregation, and we all go over with the host families to the congregation house and have a lunch. That's going to be in our, kind of getting back to our traditional positive things that reinforce the, I think, the bonding between the host families and the new members. We're kind of changing in some ways back to normal, but bringing along some new things we started during the COVID adjustments too. So, Stephanie?
Terrific.
Thank you, Win. So I think everything is pretty self-explanatory that you've read from us and everything that you heard from Peter. And Chrissy, I did record this, so I'll send you the clip. And there's a couple of families that couldn't be here tonight, so that's no problem. But do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, so you send me the link for it, or?
Yes, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube.
I was leading another meeting and I tried to finish it by 8, but it was, so.
That is totally fine. We just appreciate you saying yes.
I'm still in the church, actually, yeah.
Oh, fun. Oh, you're in the student center.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Okay, thank you. Sorry I was late, guys.
No problem. Anybody have any questions?
I don't think so.
Oh, we didn't get past Win. If you want to ask everyone else to introduce themselves.
Just
Motria.
quickly, anyone else? Wait.
I'll introduce myself. It looks like I'm here twice, unless that's another guy hanging out with my wife. But
Right.
I'm Stephen Worley, and my wife Suzanne. I believe she's driving. Otherwise, she'd be probably talking for the two of us. We've been with the church for about 13 years. We typically attend the 9:45 service. I'm an elder. Suzanne is a former deacon, and I currently part of the stewardship committee and the global missions committee, and I like to play at the 9:45 service. So I think I know most everyone here, but it's good to see everyone. How about Tyler? Go ahead, big guy.
There we go.
Hey guys, hey, so we're Tyler and Kimberly Ross. We've been members of the church for about 5 years. We have 3 kids as well, and I'm a small group leader in youth group, and Kimberly here is involved in children's ministry and helps to run a lot of the Sunday school and preschool activities, or nursery activities. Yep.
Awesome. Thank you. Vicki, how about you?
Hey, everybody. I'm Vicki Gray. Jeff and I joined the church in 2008, so we've been members a while. I'm just getting back into the swing of things after cancer a few years ago and then COVID, so I'm very carefully mingling back in. I went to the Presbyterian Women brunch yesterday and was so happy to see everyone live. So we hope to be coming back to the 11 o'clock service, and I'm in Circle 7, and I have been since we joined. I've co-moderated that a few times. Carolyn is currently our moderator, and our new member I am hosting is interested in our circle. Her daughter has been in our circle for years, so kind of have a connection with her already, which is good. So
That's awesome. Thank you. How about Lisa Dula?
Hello, everybody. I am sort of a new member here. I joined a year and a half ago during COVID. We did the new member class virtually. Everything was virtual. But I came from a church in Charlotte where I was an elder and involved in a lot of different Presbyterian committees. And look forward to getting more involved here. I'm a new member of the membership committee and enjoying that.
Awesome. Thank you. Will and Holly? We have to unmute you somehow. There we go.
There we go. All right. My name is Will Frisbee, and this is my wife, Holly, and we joined the church a little over 2 years ago. So right before COVID, we were the last class, and Holly's active in Circle 8 and does a lot of volunteering through the church. And I participate with the men's fellowship that takes place once a month. And we love the church and are excited about being able to sponsor a family.
Yay. Thank you. Chrissy, I think you're the only one.
All right, I'm Chrissy Abel, and my husband Scott's going to do this with me, but he is at a football meeting with his players. He's the football coach at Davidson, so I'm going to take the lead, but he's going to help me with our 2 students. I guess they're students at DC. Yeah, that's exciting. And actually, Scott knows the one guy.
Oh, good.
He knows who he is. So that's going to be great. We've been here about 4 years, and I'm the leader of the campus ministry committee. I'm at Circle 8 with Holly, and I'm on the youth committee and Blythe committee. So this is going to be great. This will be a great opportunity, and we usually go to the 9:45 service, kind of like the more contemporary music. We like listening to Stephanie play her little. Is it a mandolin?
Mandolin, yes.
So anyway, just love it here. So glad to be a part of this group.
Yay. Well, I think that's everybody. We promised you a short night, and it's been 21 minutes. So I know, yeah. So if there's no questions, we're going to see all of you, I think, except for Vicki on Sunday, correct? Yes. Okay. And Vicki, will miss you, but I trust that you and Peggy are going to be totally fine.
yes, we will. Thank you.
Awesome. Modria, any final words?
No, just thank you. And we're just going to have a great spring together. And it's wonderful that it's great to have Zoom, but it's great that we can all be together as well in the coming weeks.
Absolutely.
Yep. And Sunday will be fun. I'm going to send you one last email with the biographies and pictures of your new members. Hopefully, if I get all the pictures back, and a few details about Sunday itself, the class itself. If you can get there like 10 till 2 in the parlor, that would be great. But I'm going to send you an email, so don't worry about that. All right. And if that's it, we can go. That's 22 minutes. That was short.
Well done.
Yay.
Have a nice
All
evening.
right. Good night,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank-
guys.
Bye.